Welcome back. A murderer, a satsang, and an election. That pretty much sums the next story we bring your attention to. Dera Sacha Sauda Chief Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh, who is serving a jail term for rape and murder, is currently out on 40 days of parole. Today, he held an online satsang. And guess what? Several BJP leaders from Karnal, where panchayat elections are due next month, showed up to seek his blessings online. Among them were Karnal's BJP President Yogendra Rana, Karnal Mayor Renu Bala Gupta, again from the BJP, Deputy Mayor Naveen Kumar, again from the BJP, and Senior Deputy Mayor Rajesh Kumar, who was also from the BJP. Now, when asked about why they wanted to attend a satsang and seek the blessings of a rapist and a murderer, some leaders said this was political compulsion.
हाँ जी, ये करनाल से लिख के आया है। मेयर रेनू बाला जी आ गए हैं, तो अगर पॉसिबल है वो बात करनी चाहते हैं तो कर सकते हैं बेटा। हाँ, करनाल वालों,
गुरु तेरा आसरा
आ गई आवाज, आ गई।
पिताजी, मेयर रेनू बाला गुप्ता करनाल से पिताजी बात कर रहे हैं जी।
हाँ बेटा, करवाइए।
धन धन सतगुरु तेरा ही आसरा।
आशीर्वाद बेटा, बहुत स्वागत बेटा जी।
पिताजी, आपका आशीर्वाद बना रहे।
जी बेटा।
और पहले भी आप करनाल आए थे और स्वच्छता का जो संदेश आपने दिया था उससे करनाल आगे बढ़ा है, और आगे भी आप आकर करनाल को आगे बढ़ाएं।
जी।
स्वच्छता का जो संदेश दें, फिर से
हाँ
सबको आशीर्वाद दें।
जी बेटा, जी बेटा, बहुत आशीर्वाद बेटा। आप सब जिम्मेवार अपने पूरे देश को चमकाएं बेटा, पूरा आगे लेके जाएं, भगवान से प्रार्थना है बेटा, और मालिक सबको ताकत दे, हिम्मत दे। बहुत आशीर्वाद पुत्र, आशीर्वाद बेटा जी। स्वागत आपका सबका।
चुनाव का कोई ऐसा इसमें कनेक्शन है नहीं पैरोल का, क्योंकि पैरोल एक आदमी का एक राइट है। मान लो जो भी अंदर कोई सजा काट रहे हैं और उसका राइट है पैरोल के लेना, तो वो जब वह पैरोल लगाएगा के लिए अर्जी लगाएगा तो उसका वो डिसीजन जेल मंत्री और हमारे जो माननीय न्यायालय हैं उनका वो डिसीजन है कि पैरोल दे। पैरोल एक आदमी जो अंदर क्राइम में अंदर है, उसने अपनी इच्छा से, जब उसकी इच्छा मान लो जो एक सिस्टम है उस टाइम उन्होंने पैरोल के लिए लगाई, अर्जी लगाई, तो पैरोल एक्सेप्ट होगी। तो इसमें ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि दिवाली के नाम की वजह से पैरोल लगाई होगी।
What does one say? What does one say? As a woman, I'm outraged. Forget my politics. As a woman of this country, as an Indian citizen, it outrages me that every person who's been convicted for crimes against women today stand released, today stand finding their own space. They can do their satsangs, they can do their prachar, they can do everything. Is politics or election more important than justice delivery mechanism in this country? Whether it is Bilkis Bano rape convicts or whether it is Baba Ram Rahim. Even if he has a huge following, he's very popular, etc., he is a convicted criminal.
That is prerogative of the government whether to give parole or not. And jail department, jail mantri must have studied all the things and all the... No political motive. Under the rules, he has been granted parole. Without rules, nobody can grant it. Nothing to do with politics. This is nothing to do with party. This is concerning rules of the government. Under the rules and law of the government, he has been granted parole. And if UP government permits, anybody can go.
I mean, what has happened is absolutely shocking, and the justification that is coming in is absolutely shocking as well. No one is saying why was parole given. Now, the fact is that the parole was timed to the panchayat elections. This is something that came to the fore on the day the parole was granted. Forget that. The fact is that you have the mayor on record of Karnal, who's from the BJP, and a host of other candidates from the BJP attending that online satsang and seeking the blessings of Ram Rahim for the upcoming elections. If that is not shocking, I don't know what is. Ashutosh, would you want to come in here to begin with?
Shreya, it's shameful, it's shocking. See, I think I'm rather a loss of words for the simple reason, because what I could say is that this is a new political culture the BJP is bringing to the Indian politics. That you are seeking blessings from rapists for your political benefits. If this is a new culture if this is new nation building by the BJP, then what can you say? And this is nothing new. You look at what happened in the Bilkis Bano case, and today Indian Express has come out with a brilliant story that those people who were accused of rape, gang rape, and the mass murder, they were not only released after completing 14 years, but those were compulsive payroll jumpers. And many of them had came back and surrendered after a year, almost after a year. And no action was taken against them. One of them has been accused of, even during the parole, and the charge sheet was filed for outraging the modesty of a woman. And still, Gujarat government has given them the character certificate of good conduct. So what is happening with the Ram Rahim, what is happening with in the Bilkis Bano case, and there is another case in UP, where Swami Chinmayanand, he's accused of rape. But the UP government has gone to the court to withdraw the cases against him. So I am really surprised how the BJP is transforming India's culture. And if this is new culture, if this is new India, then I have nothing to add.
Vaibhav Aggarwal, how can the government of Haryana even justify what has happened? A, you give him parole, and just by the way, this is not the first time he's got parole. He's got parole multiple times, and you can throw the rule book at me and say the Indian Constitution gives the provision of parole to prisoners in India. I understand that, but the frequency with which the guy gets parole, A, itself is pretty alarming, I would say. Forget the fact that he got parole. ठीक है, it's his constitutional right, he got parole. Why on earth are BJP netas showing up and seeking his blessings ahead of the elections? What sort of culture is this? What sort of political culture is this?
Shreya, good evening to everyone. Good to see Ashutosh, Dushyant, and Shashikant Bhai. And good to see you here. This is the first time I'm doing this since you've moved here. And so I'll share this with you. You know, this is not the first time parole has been granted to a criminal under a government or a dispensation. And as heinous crimes as they may be, I think the bigger call needs to be, we need to stop politicizing. One, Mohammad Zamed on 19th July was given parole by the Punjab and Haryana government for a murder and various heinous crimes in the Punjab, and which the state council did not, on 19th of July, with the state council did not do it. I think Ashutosh ji should look into it. He's been one of the founders of Aam Aadmi Party, and before, in his earlier erstwhile role. So I think before politicizing the matter, we need to look at it. And you said it yourself.
Again,
that from a legal standpoint.
Again, I said that parole may be every prisoner's right. You know, I agree. A parole may be every prisoner's right. So you can get away with saying, well, he applied for parole and he got parole like many other prisoners in India do. That's not the question I'm asking. The question I'm asking is why BJP netas from Karnal showed up at his satsang asking for his blessings ahead of the election.
You know, I think we need to
need the blessings of a rapist and a murderer to win elections?
Shreya, I think we need to stop a culture of judging people in India, and it's just too much. It gets to me sometimes, because just because they are BJP netas or they are X number of netas, they are Congress netas or some party netas, that doesn't mean that they don't have the right to preach on their own, and the Constitution protects that right.
Think if this was Congress leaders. If this was Congress leaders and not BJP leaders. I mean, the outrage would have reached, outer space by now.
I've been on several hundred debates with you before, and I don't know about the others and what views that they have, but we've never had an uncivilized debate from a perspective that we've politicized the matter. We've always discussed the issue at hand, and that's what I think our jobs are, because so many million people are looking at us
politics
right now and understanding our
this is politics because
perspectives.
This is politics because politicians are involved and because there is an election. Of course, it is politics.
So
what else is it?
My perspective is that legally, as sound as it may look, and socially, as bad as it appears, I think to each is to earn. And if there are certain leaders from a political party, they have the right to preach and live up their own religion up their sleeve, and their followings and their faiths and their beliefs. I can't stop them at all. I can't comment upon them at all. But as a social being, I would say that we could definitely restrain ourselves and understand that the guy has been convicted and the court has found a conviction on him. And I think we should just back down a little. But if someone doesn't, I don't have the right to judge the people at large. They have to be free. I cannot socially educate them. You and I just socially make them aware.
Okay.
And I think we need to understand this fact.
Okay. Don't judge.
You can't get into their minds and their
Dushyant,
houses.
no, I don't understand the point you're making, but they hold responsible positions in the government, in your government. One is the mayor, one is the deputy mayor, one is the BJP president of Karnal.
But
of
then,
course, this is
Shreya,
political. But Dushyant Nagar, the argument coming from Vaibhav Aggarwal is, एक minute, Dushyant, the argument coming from Vaibhav Aggarwal is, don't judge.
देखिए ये कहां तक जज करेंगे? पूरे देश में यही चल रहा है। जुगाड़ की राजनीति से भारतीय जनता पार्टी सत्ता में बनी हुई है। जैसा अभी आशुतोष जी ने बताया, चिन्मयानंद जी के ऊपर बलात्कार का केस, उनके ऊपर तो कई सारे केसेस, सबको विड्रॉ करने का काम चल रहा है। आपने देखा किस प्रकार से बिल्किस बानो के वो पूरा मैटर किस प्रकार से गुजरात का संज्ञान में आया है, और केंद्रीय गृह मंत्री की तरफ से जो क्लीन चिट दी गई है केस विड्रॉल करने के लिए, उसके ऊपर पूरी दुनिया में किस तरह से देश की थू-थू हो रही है। और ये राम रहीम जी की गिरफ्तारी के लिए जब हरियाणा सरकार ने प्रयास किया तो 30 लोगों की मौत हो गई, दंगा फसाद हुआ। ये कैसे लोग हैं?
37 people actually.
इनको किस तरीके से, चलिए 27 से 37 जो कोई भी संख्या है, संख्या में नहीं जाते, लेकिन 37 है। आप ये बताइए, इस तरीके के गंभीर और अपराधों में संलिप्त लोगों को पैरोल मिल रही है, और पैरोल किस लिए मिल रही है? चुनाव जिताने के लिए। जब जब चुनाव होते हैं बाबा को पैरोल हो जाती है। इसका मतलब मुख्यमंत्री, प्रधानमंत्री, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकारें क्या वोट जुटाने लायक भी काम नहीं कर रही? क्या जो कांग्रेस के नेता कहते हैं, राहुल गांधी जी कहते हैं कि लोकतंत्र को खत्म कर दिया गया है, महंगाई ने, बेरोजगारी ने भारत के युवाओं का गला पकड़ रखा है, वो बात सच है। अदरवाइज आप आइए, मुद्दों पे बात करिए। मुद्दों पे भारतीय जनता पार्टी बात नहीं करती। बात करेंगे या तो धार्मिक रूप से केंद्रीकरण का काम करेंगे, संतुष्टिकरण का काम करेंगे किसी न किसी वर्ग को, संप्रदाय को। अदरवाइज इस तरीके के लोगों को सामने रख के चुनाव लड़ते हैं। तो ये बहुत बड़ी शर्मनाक स्थिति है। और आज देश जिस दौर से गुजर रहा है, ये इमरजेंसी जैसी स्थिति है। देश में अघोषित इमरजेंसी लगी हुई है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी सत्ता में बने रहने के लिए चाहे उन्हें कुछ भी करना पड़े,
नहीं, मैं दुष्यंत
बाबा को,
दुष्यंत नागर, एक बात मैं आपको बता दूं, एक बात बता दूं, इन रेपिस्ट बाबा के आप लोगों की पार्टी में भी बहुत भक्त थे। हाँ, लेकिन वो जेल जाने से पहले ऐसी कोई चीज या पिक्चर सामने नहीं है जो मैं बता रही है कि
कहना चाहता हूं,
तो ऐसा नहीं है कि
इनके, देखो जी, मैं बिल्कुल इस बात से मना नहीं करता, लेकिन वो जो भक्त था वो आम आदमी पार्टी में चला गया, अब छोड़ के। भक्त नहीं है वो, कांग्रेस से निकल लिया। आप जिनकी बात कर रहे हैं, जो सांसद महोदय इनके आशीर्वाद से जीते थे, अब वो कांग्रेस में नहीं है। वो तो उड़ते पंछी थे, चले गए दाना चुग के। तो कांग्रेस तो अपने आप को ठीक कर रही है, कांग्रेस ने तो अपने आप को ठीक कर लिया। लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी कब करेगी? 8 साल से सत्ता में बैठे हैं वैभव जी, बड़े ईमानदार और मेहनती नेता हैं ये बीजेपी के, इनका चरित्र तो साफ है। लेकिन ये
शशिकांत,
ये ऐसे लोगों को क्यों सहारा लेते हैं?
ठीक है, चलो वैभव, एक सवाल का जवाब दे दो। ऐसे ही लोगों का सहारा बचा था क्या? Does the BJP has no confidence in the work that they have done, that they have to take the support of a rapist and a murderer?
दुष्यंत भाई का शुक्रिया कि उन्होंने मेरी अच्छाइयां देखी, और मैं हमेशा दुष्यंत जी का इसीलिए रिस्पेक्ट करता हूं और मिलने के लिए उत्सुक रहता हूं। श्रेया, I think we need to understand that since childhood, at least me, we have seen that a few just because there are a few fishes, bad fishes in the pond, we shouldn't just start judging the entire pond accordingly. And what we should do is we should try and fix the few fishes so that the rest of the pond can stay clean. Now, my perspective
but
on this
when
is very
asked,
simple.
the big fish are also backing what the small fish are doing. Look at Mr. Khattar, absolutely
My
quiet.
perspective,
Look at what Mr. Anand is saying. Arey, that to is parole
Okay,
to
I
is
know.
the right of every prisoner. What is the harm?
Agreed. So my perspective is an honest question to the panel, and Shashikant is sitting there. He's been the man to have upheld the law for all these years. 35 plus years of service. I think it's commendable to him. He's been very, very patient with his own job, and I understand. I've got relatives. But my perspective is very simple: that are we trying to force law on people? Because as far as it is within the law, I think it is a very decent job that the law is doing. And
again, it's not about Mr. No, again, Mr. Shashikant.
And the rest is social sense.
No. You deliberately
representatives of the people.
Taking this debate to a point where I don't want to take it to, because that is not where we are going. Okay, Shashikant ji, this is not about the guy getting parole. This is about BJP netas coming for his satsang and seeking his blessings ahead of an election. In your career in Punjab, please help me understand why political parties need Babas like this. And he's not the only Baba, just by the way. Political parties across India will go to... Yeah, go ahead.
Let me put the record first. To start with, parole is not a right. Furlough, there are two types of things. Furlough is the right, which is given for 14 days in 1 year, on the basis of the commended nice work or niceness, the kind that he has been behaving properly in the prison house. On that basis, but in that case also, a certain category of persons, including rapists and murderers and militants and terrorists, they are not given furlough. Now, let's come out to this particular issue. Like we're talking about parole. Parole is not a matter of right. On one pretext, the application goes to the government. It's solely on the government whether to give parole or not. And invariably, parole is given on this kind of extra-constitutional, extra-legal pretext. I don't know what pretext was taken up in this particular case, on what ground he had sought this parole. But again, like I said, it's not a matter of right to start with. And then I'll say, you talked about Punjab. Punjab has about 5,000 deras, 5,000. At most, a large number of them are convicts in one thing or the other. But still, persons belonging to various political parties, etc., go and touch their feet during elections. Coming to deras such as Sauda, it is on record that the political leaders of each and every political party of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and in certain cases, even Himachal Pradesh, they used to go there. They are not bothered. It doesn't really concern them if the person has been convicted or not. The eyes are only on one thing, the ultimate goal, that is the electoral politics, election and votes. Thank you.
I think, may I do a rebuttal on this?
Thank you. I'm going to... No, I'm completely out of time, I'm afraid. So I'm just going to leave it there, Vaibhav. Thank you very much. I think, you said don't judge. Well, let the people of Karnal and let the people of Haryana judge. They are ultimately the ones voting. Let them judge who they want to vote for. But really, does a party need the blessings of a rapist and a murderer to win an election? If that is the case, it is absolutely shameful. We leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. And we need to understand that this parole that was given to Ram Rahim, as Mr. Shashikant is rightly saying, the green signal came from whom? The green signal came from the government, and it came right ahead of the panchayat elections and the Adampur by-polls as well. We leave it there, Vaibhav. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Shashikant, for sharing your experience. Ashutosh, is always good to have you on the show, and Dushyant Nagar as well. With that, it's a wrap from me. At the top of 7, it's Afrida joining you with all the top headlines. Do stay with us.